I'd like to turn the whole world on just for a moment. Just for a moment.
If somebody wants to be in movies, you can buy their life and say, we'll do 2 movies of your life for that year, or 3 or 4 or 5, depending on how interesting that person is. If their life is interesting enough, they can go on forever. Later on tonight, we're doing the Edie Sedgwick story.
This tape is supposed to be about love. I guess the distortions of love. I was only in love once, and that ended disastrously. It was terrible. I thought I wanted to kill myself. I thought the world had ended. I think I was 18 when I first made love, and I'd been at 2 years locked up in hospitals, and I met a young man from Harvard who was very attractive in a sort of Ivy League way, and we made love in my grandmother's apartment, and it was terrific. It was just fabulous. That was the first time I ever made love, and I had no inhibitions or anything. It was just beautiful. I was not completely out of the hospital, but on a pass, and I had to go back, and I didn't get my period. So I had to tell my doctor, and these passes were to see if you could handle yourself. So of course I was terrified to tell her that I thought I was pregnant. I was pregnant, and I had psychiatric permission. I could get an abortion without any hassle at all. And then after that experiences I had making love, I found I had all kinds of hang-ups. But it took me quite a few immature years of a lot of sex and a lot of pleasure and a lot of nothing, And then I fell in love with someone, and making love, loving, giving, it just completely blew my mind. It kind of drove me a little insane, too. A photographer most noted for his photographs of Marilyn Monroe pulled a cute number on me. After a session, he invited me over to his little apartment, which he keeps 1 block away from his studio, for a drink. So I trotted over there thinking a drink wouldn't hurt. And whack, I was out like a light after 2 sips. When I woke up, this photographer was humping me. And it was like being an not an nymphomaniac. What do you call those dead people? I can't remember. Necrophilia? Really was furious. I couldn't move. Whatever it was in that drink, I was like a dead body. Transmitted. So it was like he was screwing a corpse. Twisted. Wow. Sex slave. I never went back there.
She would spend hours and hours and hours putting on makeup. And this could almost be quite a pain in the ass when people were waiting to go and we had reservations to eat.
Take an hour and a half or 3 hours.
Oh, Edie, I went through this with Chuck before. We never start on time anyway. I know, but we never start on time.
Well, that's why we say...
I mean, we say it, but we just don't, Edie.
Well, then we should say 11, then, if we need to start 1.
That means you have to get up at 8.
Okay, I can get up at 8.
Then I must say I liked the introduction to drugs I received. I was a good target for the scene. I blossomed into a healthy young drug addict. I can have a sense of humor about it now, but for a couple of years it wasn't very funny. For a while I like to go and have different...
To the city or to the country?
To the country, to an island, near the sea. I mean, I can live there happily ever after. But I always want...
But if that's the happy ever after, why only once in a while? And that's
it's been eternally.
Does it have to be? Shouldn't we look in another direction?
Well, what is the direction?
Towards equality instead of control and power.
Most of the young, that's the revolution of the youth.
Yeah, but most, I mean, every generation tries to say that, but most of them fall right in line eventually.
And I think it's something very weird's going on now, because the power that is permitted to youth is quite extraordinary. And they are sort of run by that kind of power. It's all that each individual of his own free will or power has arrived at that state of mind. And that it's sort of like a mockery in a way of reality, because they think everything is smiles and sweetness and flowers when there is something bitter to taste. And to pretend there isn't is foolish. And the ones that wander around and know at the same time, and yet wear flowers, then they deserve to wear flowers. And they've earned.
Well, I think if they know, then they don't wear flowers.
There's a difference. You can tell by people's eyes. While I was Girl of the Year and Superstar and all that crap, everything I did was really underneath, I guess motivated by psychological disturbance, but I'd make a mask out of my face because I didn't realize I was quite beautiful. It's taken me 27 years to realize it and practically destroy it. Well, and maybe another whole set of circumstances, different things to contend with. I just believe that you live along, creating your life as you go.
When I was Girl of the Year in New York, I made a mask out of my face. I really frequently